and we are going into our community development conversations. Now, on this segment here, we do always try to highlight challenges that are happening in our communities. A lot of the places that some of these problems are happening, they don't have easy help, you know. They can cry and lament and demonstrate, but unless shows like this and segments like this, you know, step in and throw the light on really what's going on in those communities, you usually don't have much respite from the challenges that they experience. Back in January, there was a story that we brought you, and it was a story of the Atti Bridge in Volta Region. And a little girl, 4-year-old girl, had lost her life falling off the bridge, avoiding, you know, getting her leg into one of the holes in the bridge, shifted off the bridge and slipped and fell off the side of the bridge. This bridge is used by both vehicles and pedestrian traffic. Whilst we were live on the show and highlighting the challenge, this is back in January, we had a call from Ghana Gas, and we actually mentioned it here on the show that Ghana Gas has offered to help the situation. And it's a beautiful story that we want to bring you this morning, that Ghana Gas has completed the bridge, and the bridge is looking really lovely. Before we show you the update, let's go back to January and give you a reminder of what happened that day right here on the show.
In January of this year, Citi News brought attention to the perilous state of the Atti Bridge in the Angloga district of the Volta region. The report shed light on the imminent danger faced by commuters using this bridge and the urgent need for its repair. Tragically, the report recounted an incident where a 4-year-old girl lost her life after falling into the river due to the bridge's deteriorating condition. In response to Citi News' reports, the management of the Ghana Gas Company stepped up and pledged to undertake the rehabilitation of the bridge as part of their corporate social responsibility.
I just want to thank Citi TV especially and the CEO of Ghana Gas, because when I was brought live via Zoom, CEO of Ghana Gas said he saw
the bridge, which was constructed some 30 years ago, links the Atti community to other neighboring areas, but the bridge is currently dilapidated and posing severe danger to commuters. Residents say a 4-year-old girl lost her life after falling into the river. Speaking to Citi News, some of the residents said the government must take urgent steps to fix the deplorable bridge.
Very, very terrible. It's not just bad, it's a death trap. Because once, let's say a year ago, we do the same interview with Citi News here. By then, it's not bad like this. So we decided to do our own thing as a community. So we bought some chipping sand for the project. But lo and behold, the railway came in and said that we shouldn't touch the bridge. First, we wrote to them that we are about to do concrete overlay on this bridge. Before then, we write letters to them more than 4 times, telling them the bad nature of this bridge. But all these letters fall on the deaf ear. People are being hurt on this bridge severally. And recently, 3 weeks ago, a young girl returning from a school have to fall on this bridge because she is trying to dodge these big holes on the bridge. So at the process, he fall through this side of the bridge and fall into this water. And that's the end of the small girl returning from school. What crime have this young girl committed?
Well, sometimes when you are working on it, it seems you'll be feeling as if you fall inside. So our hope is that they should come and redo it for us, because this thing can cause harm to us. Yeah, so if they could try and do something about it to us, we will like it. Yeah, because sometimes if you don't take time, you can fall inside. Even when you are on motor, you are scared because of the way these places are harmful to us. Yeah.
The Member of Parliament for Anglo, Richard Kwame Sefe, says efforts made towards fixing the bridge have proven futile.
We went very far to the extent that some of the platings that you see here replaced were paid by my good self. And we were about to replicate something that happened around Galosota. The same situation. After the contractors are about to leave, they replace the metals with the concrete, and it made the job very solid. That was what we wanted to replicate. A year and counting. About 3-4 weeks ago, then we had another incident of a small girl falling into the water. Because if you are walking on this, you may be afraid, but that has caused the little girl to move towards the end.
As part of efforts to improve the living conditions of girls.
All right, so that report where we covered it extensively on Breakfast Daily and the Community Development segment in January. And let's bring you the update of what has happened since then.
In January of this year, Citi News brought attention to the perilous state of the Atti Bridge in the Anglogat district of the Volta Region. The report shed light on the imminent danger faced by commuters using this bridge and the urgent need for its repair. Tragically, the report recounted an incident where a 4-year-old girl lost her life after falling into the river due to the bridge's deteriorating condition. In response to Citi News' reports, the management of the Ghana Gas Company stepped up and pledged to undertake the rehabilitation of the bridge as part of their corporate social responsibility.
I just want to thank Citi TV especially and the CEO of Ghana Gas, because when I was brought live via Zoom, CEO of Ghana Gas said he saw the challenge, and they quickly rallied to organize some 76,000 Ghana cedis for us to support the rehabilitation of the basement, which is done.
The Atti Bridge has currently undergone a remarkable transformation. It has been reconstructed using concrete to ensure the safety of all users. During a visit to the area, the assembly member and traditional leaders shared their thoughts with Citi News.
Really happy about the whole issue. So I'm thanking the community so that they have patience for the whole issue. So thank you for helping us. Thank you.
I want to use this medium to actually congratulate Citi TV for helping us footaging this bridge, which was deteriorated some 3 years ago. So we are grateful, or we are actually grateful as a community to Citi TV, the management and the staff.
The Member of Parliament for Anglo, Richard Kwame Sefe, also spoke to Citi News on how to maintain the facility.
We are educating them, especially there are some heavy-duty vehicles that used to come here. So we educated them that those heavy-duty, like 22-tonner cargo trucks and what have you have been coming, will not use this bridge.
All right, so speaking there was Richard Kwame Sepe. He's the MP for Anglo, and basically appreciating, all of them there appreciating what Ghana Gas had done by intervention, and also what Citi TV had done to highlight on the community development segment this incident that had happened. So I think it's a fantastic story.
It's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
I love it. It's beautiful. And it's also great to see them happy, you understand? And also for the fact that Ghana Gas could take it upon them.
Yeah.
It's also a reminder that...
So like the Honorable MP was saying, he was actually on Zoom with us, and we're talking. When we got the call in the back end that Ghana Gas has said that they will intervene.
They will take
and
it
so
out.
we told him, you know, that Ghana Gas is saying that they will intervene and so on. And so
I think a lot more companies should do the same thing.
Yeah.
To help some of these areas.
And I like the fact that,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes we get a bit weary and tired of promises made and not kept, you know. But to see this happen and
there was a result.
And then we see the full result of it, it's just a beautiful story all around. But we are going to cross over to the Volta region. You know, the Akosombo Dam, when we're doing the news review segment, the Akosombo Dam is spilling water. The VRA is spilling water from the dam to protect the dam. Now that needs to happen. It seems that maybe the spillage is a bit rapid, and so it's causing the water levels to rise quicker than people can move out of the way. Some of the neighboring communities along the banks of the river in lower lying areas have been affected. Homes have been flooded. Our man, Fred Duho, is on the ground, and Fred will be bringing us a first-hand view of what's happening there. Fred, good morning.
Good morning, Quickie David.
Yes. Fred, what can you report from the ground? Where exactly are you, and what's going on?
We are currently in Mepe, in the North Tong district.
Okay.
In the Volta region. That is all along the bank of the Volta Lake. So as of now, residents are managing to bring out, those that are not yet affected by the situation are managing to flee from their home before the water gets to where they are located. But I can tell you that a number of houses we've seen so far are totally submerged in the water.
Wow.
And the water, according to residents, was about some 50 meters away as of yesterday. But this morning is almost catching up with the main road that is in the main community. You can see in your shot there some people bringing out their pillows, their wardrobes, and other things. There are mattresses here. So now the only means by which they can convey their properties out is by canoe. And the only means you can access your home is to use the canoe. And most of them are just not happy with the situation. I spoke to some of them earlier who mentioned that this is the very first time they are witnessing this ever since they were born in this community. And they believe that an effect of this magnitude should have come with a certain level of precautions to them. I want to speak to some of the residents here to find out what really the situation is. Welcome to Citi News.
Thank you very
Your
much.
full name is?
My name is Vitasi Desmond Agbenwe Awudin.
Now, tell us, where do you live specifically?
I stay at Pentecost, behind Pentecost.
So, in any case, are you affected by this whole flooding?
Yes, I have been affected just yesterday. My whole house has been flooded or submerged. Yes.
And how did you manage to cope? You seem a bit okay this morning.
Yes, I feel a bit okay. I packed my things to Bato.
Oh, okay. So you've moved to the neighboring community, which is Bato.
Yes, please.
That's interesting. Have you ever witnessed such a thing before?
No, this is my first time. But according to history, they say it has happened before. But around 1968, thereabouts.
Oh, okay. That is quite a long time that I don't even think you were born by then.
No.
Anyway, so a number of them here are waiting patiently on Nadmo. You see people paddling their canoe on the water just to access their home at the other end. This is not the river. What you see is just the spillover to this end. And a number of houses are totally in the water. We see some gentlemen here who equally have some concerns to share with us. Your full name?
Vaitaglan Abuku.
What is your concern here?
My concern is that we used to initially access water from the main river over there. But due to the spillage, we can no more access the water from the other side. And we've been disconnected from using the electricity we have in our town, which is a source of pumping the pipe that we get drinking water from. So as it stands, there's no drinking water in town. And we are calling on government to bring us drinking water and food, because the food vendors cannot come out and sell for us because they don't even know where to locate their. They are saving their lives, and they've left all their food stuff inside the room, and the water has come to take over from there. So it is making it so difficult for us to even get food and good drinking water. Since last night, I've not taken water.
You don't mean it?
Yes, since last night till now, I've not taken water, and it's becoming so serious. Even the water we used to cook, those that are on the small hill, the water that they used to even prepare the food they have in the house so that others can share from the airport, or others can take from the airport. They are not even able to do that. And it's becoming a big problem.
So, Kweku David, that is more like a situation that is affecting the people generally, from electricity to even water supply. You know, the Electricity Company of Ghana issued a statement indicating that they've shut down the Sugar point, and they believe that will curtail the situation and prevent people from dying from any form of shock.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the electric poles situated so close, and some are even in the water. And if that water power supply point is not cut off, the situation may be dire. So they actually don't have power, and the power is supposed to pump water into their homes. So, in effect, they do not have good drinking water, and they are calling on NADMO to, as a matter of urgency, bring them some water and food. So, the people here are basically waiting on the state to act swiftly.
Yeah. So, Fred, we can see some footage of buildings submerged underwater. Is this the current situation now, or has the water receded in some parts?
David, this is the current situation. As we speak, this is live. All the videos you see are all live happenings across the banks of the Volta Lake. And the people here are literally waiting to see where the water will get to next. Because from the conversation we've had with them so far, the water keeps getting closer to even the elevated areas.
Yes.
And they are hoping that this water will recede. Yes, but it's still advancing further to the main community. These are people, the main people you see affected are more like new sites, people who bought land and started construction, and even people who are living right close to the Volta Lake. Those are the main people affected. And we are now on our way to see, to some extent, those who are currently parking their belongings. We want to see if indeed some of them are able to do so easily. We've seen some elderly people who equally need help, and they are waiting patiently for people or their children to come to their aid. From time we see the speedboats also on the Volta River or the Volta Lake, and we asked, and we're told that that is NADMO officials that are carrying out patrols on the river to see where exactly they can help people who are caught up in this whole situation. Now, those are homes, you see houses that have gotten to the lintel level. The windows are totally submerged. And it tells you how serious the situation is. People can only make their way there by using the boat. And we even see some story buildings that the down floors are totally gone. They can only make do with the very first floor. And for when you talk of kitchen, when you talk of bedrooms, every personal belongings they have are totally submerged. So, David, is quite a dire situation here. I can tell you that personally, you know, I'm also from the Volta region, though, but this is my very first time
of seeing this.
I can tell you, I have seen a thing like this.
Right. Fred, I just want to ask, do you have an idea how long it took for it to get to this level? When all this really started?
The water is moving with a very high velocity. By that I mean the speed with which it is flowing is very high. So the people unexpectedly, they are in their home and the water just start gushing into their rooms, and they have no option. So it is a bit too late for them to even rush out. Those who see it coming, or those who see their neighbor's house on fire, they quickly mobilize vehicles to pack their things before the water gets closer to them. The situation here, I tell you, people here need serious help.
Yeah, we understand that the VRA has been also providing supplies to some of the people who have been affected to sort of help, you know. Do you have any idea what sort of supplies they've been providing?
David, this is the very first point of call. And like you see in the shot, we've not met any state official yet, no VRA official yet, at least from where we are, which is Mepe to be precise.
Yes.
The only thing we see is that speed boats are making their way, or they are doing patrol on the river to be sure that nobody needs agent help or probably is involved in any form of danger that probably they can extend help to. So the situation here, people are also, hello, I see a gentleman here, I believe we can speak with him.
Okay.
Please, what's your full name?
Bubu Samabia.
Why are you standing here so, I mean, you look so distressed?
The water can't take my room, so my house. So I just...
Where is your house? Point your house to us.
This one. This one. But I break at the front.
So the front is broken?
Yes. The front is broken.
Well,
I stand here. That's the look for the rest, how it will be.
Okay, now tell us, how soon did the water caught up with you?
It just came once. First, it came small. Later on, it came with speed. It came with speed.
Have you been able to salvage anything?
Some of the things remain inside. We didn't pack all before the water can take it.
Have you seen not more officials around?
No. No one came here yet.
Maybe at this time, the very basic question I can ask is, have you eaten? It's almost 8 o'clock.
This morning, I didn't eat yet.
Are you hoping to find something around? How are you hoping to get something?
I have to cross this small river before I can go and get something to come and eat.
Well, so, David, people are determined, looking at their properties submerged, and some of them being the very first time, they are still wondering where to head to. And the situation is such that those who are on elevated land, they are comfortably, going about their duties, and the things they can salvage, they're able to do so. Now we are getting closer. We see a story building that is also submerged. Like I mentioned to you from the onset, you see the first floor of this building. It's a story building, totally submerged in that water. This house you see is totally gone. And the Volta River, as I know it, or the Volta Lake, as I know it, where I stand, it should be about 150 meters away from me.
Oh, I see.
So it's gone so far that it's eating up into the community, and the folks have no option. They don't know what to do, and basically they are totally distraught.
Yeah.
Can you see those people on the story building there?
Yes, yes.
They have no means to get out. You can see them waving at us. They can't escape. They are totally stranded at the top there. And that is a situation as you see it in your shot. These are live visuals you see from Mepe, to be precise. And there is another story building right here.
So
the down floor is gone.
In terms of the geographical layout of the Volta region, sort of give us a sense of where is Mepe located as you access, let's say, from Accra? Where is Mepe located?
Very well. When you are moving from Accra towards Aflao, you get to the major town you would get to is the very first toll booth on the stretch, which is the Dawa toll booth.
Yes.
You know the affordable housing, the infamous affordable housing.
Exactly.
Very well. So after the affordable housing unit,
Yes.
You move about some 5 kilometers, you may reach Sege.
Okay.
Then Sege, you take your left to Bato.
Okay.
Then Bato to
Mepe.
Mepe. So
Okay.
these are communities that are just, adjoining.
They're not
to
far
each
away,
other.
yeah.
So that is quite far from Accra. That should be some 1 hour journey from
Yes,
Accra
yes.
to where we are currently.
Wow. And as far as you've seen, I mean, you mentioned that you've not seen any authorities yet. No NADMO people. Of course, you've seen them on speedboats moving around, but we've not been able to talk to anybody yet. We appreciate the visuals you're giving us, and I think there has to be a sense of urgency in terms of bringing relief to these people, but also there have been calls for the VRA to slow down the spillage. I don't know how critical it is in terms of the VRA end of things, but I really wish that, looking at what we're seeing here, if they could slow down the spillage a little bit, I think it would really help everyone. The water is heading out to the sea anyway.
David,
Yes.
David, if the spillage as we see it now should continue consistently, I think the buildings we even see right now,
Yeah.
I believe tomorrow when we come, we may not see them again. So,
Wow.
in effect, I can tell you that they may have to slow it down as is been advised. You see the electric cables right in the water.
Yeah.
So it was also a prudent decision on the part of ECG
to turn off the power,
terminate power to this side. Yes, if not, the situation would have been a bit dangerous. So, I mean, this is totally devastating. People here have no other option. To be very honest with you, we thought that was all, probably those who are just closer to the bank of the Volta Lake.
Yeah.
But we understand that when we go further, the water has actually cut in or crossed the road and moved to the other part of the community to join another stream that is on the opposite side. So we are now going to advance towards that side to see how that the situation is. We were thinking that we are going to even use this road to connect to Sogakope, but from what I'm hearing, it is not going to be possible because we would have to now return to Sege and then make our way to Sogakope.
Okay.
And the situation is going to be a long day for us here. We are going to move from North Tong into South Tong, which is Sogakope. We understand the bridge is a number of facilities over there are also submerged. Then we move to Central Tong. From Central Tong, we have to now see if we can get a VRA to speak to before we conclude the day. So it's going to be a very long day as far as the spillage of the water is concerned.
Yeah. Fred, thank you very much. Do stay safe out there, and we look forward to further updates from what is happening on the ground in the Volta region and along the Volta River. All right, so that has basically been an update by our colleague Fred Duho, who is on the ground, showing us what's happening as the decision was taken to protect the dam, the Akosombo Dam, by spilling some of the water that has held behind the dam. Of course, we know that there's a certain basic principle in the way the dam is run. The water cannot drop below a certain level, otherwise the turbines will be compromised. And so from time to time, we've had rationing of water, and there's been power rationing as a result. That has actually happened a lot more often than having this situation where the spillage has to take place, right? Like he said, one of the gentlemen said in there, and we've also heard it, that the last time something like this happened was before the 70s, where the dam was so full that they had to spill. Now VRA, I'm sure, will give us better and further particulars on this. But in my lifetime, we've had so many experiences of the water dropping below the level. And so they had to ration and turn off a lot of the turbines because there's 6 turbines, and then at the point they were using only 2.
Only 2,
and so it's like there's no power in the country because as you drop from 6 turbines to 2 turbines, So we've had all these different experiences, but I feel that if VRA has the option of slowing down the spillage, that may be the best thing to happen.
Yeah,
because we can't also compromise the dam.
True, we can't compromise the dam. But I'm thinking that do they know how much or do they measure how much they have to spill each day?
So
because at the end of the day, I
yes.
feel like they should have done that study of,
I feel,
we have people living around these water bodies.
I feel that maybe the decision to spill was taken late in the day because, as the dam is filling, engineers are monitoring regularly. If you see how the dam is managed there, there's so much meticulous work that goes on, on a daily basis, that it's hourly.
Yeah.
There's regular updates. Where are we? What's the water level?
Yeah.
It's like they know all the details. So I'm wondering why the decision to spill was left till this point, where it has to be, so much has to be spilled at that time.
That's a lot.
Do you see? It's a lot of water.
That's a lot.
The entire, look at the river.
That's a lot.
It's a huge river. And for the entire river to rise so much,
that it has to take over their homes.
that it takes over the homes of people along the banks, that's a lot of water that's been spilled, you see. So I'm asking the question, maybe we should have an earlier cutoff point, or maybe they felt, yes, the water is rising, but we haven't seen some in our lifetime, so, maybe we should, because I'm sure the people who experienced the last time have all retired, right? So maybe the new team hasn't seen this thing. It's like, it won't reach there. It won't reach there. Then it's gone to a point where, we have to spill now. Otherwise, we're compromising the dam. So I feel that if VRA can do something that will help to slow down the spillage and still spill. So maybe instead of saying you're going to spill everything in the next week or two, maybe spread it to 2 months. I don't know if that makes sense in an engineering, sense, but if it will protect people's properties and lives, we should do all that we can. Now, we are still in the Volta region, looking at some of the challenges that are happening today as far as the water spillage is concerned. Again, just to give you a sense of the extent of devastation that as the water level rises and what potentially can happen if it rises any more. Of course, this is going to be a whole day affair. We're looking at it and watching closely. But let's just give you a quick reminder of what is currently happening on the ground. Of course, our colleague Fred, who is moving from point to point, and so as he's going to another side, we want to bring you what we just looked at a few minutes ago. All right, so you saw the footage of this morning, live footage from Mepe in the Volta region. It's difficult to watch. I mean, imagine people's hard-earned, resources that they've invested in building property, and then to see this happen. And then it's not even just about that. I think it's also about when we say lives and livelihoods, right? You're looking at people who they don't have access to drinking water because electricity has been turned off.
Yes.
For safety reasons, electricity has been turned off.
So there's no way to pump.
Pumping stations that pump water into households cannot function because there's no power, right? And so pipe-borne water that would have come through the taps for people who can have access to their taps don't have water. Okay, so imagine what's going to happen if this persists for another 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours without intervention.
I really don't want to imagine because it can definitely go south.
Then think about the other aspect of things where we talk about issues of open defecation, we talk about filth and rubbish in our rivers and river bodies and streams and all of that. I mean, some of the videos we saw there, we saw plastic debris.
Yeah, but I'm more concerned about the human beings. Where would they be sleeping? Where would they go to? Children, women.
But you see, even
the elderly.
Even relating to the human beings, there's the issue of outbreak of things like cholera.
True.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. The water bodies that we have, it's now going into homes and going into gutters and going into other places where there's a lot of filth. It will go into septic tanks. It will bring up all of these things. So can you imagine this whole mixture of mess?
It's going to be catastrophic.
So we have to jump on this. It's a national security problem. We have to jump on it ASAP and find out from VRA if there's no possibility of actually curtailing the spillage and doing it in smaller amounts, so that we can reduce what's happening here, because this is bad. This is not good. But staying in the Volta region, we'll be bringing you more updates as the day goes on and as our colleague gets into different locations to bring us footage. But staying in the Volta region,